Well, welcome to the Art Lady channel, and today we're going to be learning a little bit about Andy Warhol. He was an artist that was born in the 1920s, and he did some unusual things to his art. He helped develop a style called pop art, and that word comes from the word popular. And he took images of things that were popular when he was growing up, like cartoons and comic books and superheroes, things from everyday life, things that are popular in your life. For example, he used Campbell's soup as one of his images, and he repeated a Campbell's soup over and over on the page and turned that into his artwork. Things that are normal and ordinary he made into art. And that's where they get the word pop art from, popular items. He also did popular people that were very famous. And he did a technique which was called silk screening. He took their image and printed them over and over again. And he would make many copies of this art to spread to everybody, so everybody could enjoy it. And this lady, this is a portrait of, it's a portrait of Liz Taylor. And they call her the early colored Liz. And he did this in 1963. And then also this figure. Does anybody know this figure? Do you recognize this girl? Yes? Yes? Pardon? Not Madonna. Yes. This is a lady that tried to look like her. Madonna tried to look like her. Yes? Yes, Marilyn Monroe. And she was popular when I was a kid growing up. And he did this in 1964. This picture of Marilyn Monroe, and this was a silk screen. Now, if we look at these colors, these are unusual colors that he used in portraits. And we just finished a lesson on portraits. So we can take, if we want to, these ideas from this pop art culture, this pop art movement, and we can put them in our portraits and make pop art portraits. And that's if you choose to. If you want to do it traditional, like your Leonardo realistic portraits from the Renaissance period, you can. Or you can do some Andy Warhol pop-up colors and styles. This is actually a photograph of Andy Warhol himself. Now, he would make many copies, and he would hire lots of people to help him do his silk screening. And he had a work studio that he called, it was in New York City, that he called the Factory. And everybody wanted to work with Andy Warhol at his factory because it was a great fun place to work in the 1960s. And here's some other photographs of him right here. He kind of was famous for this kind of unusual, extreme, messy hair. And back then, kind of in the 60s, this was unusual here, his hair. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. And I'm going to be introducing to you a new material. And this material is called, Watercolor Crayons. And there are many brands of watercolor crayons that you can use. These are some of the ones that I like because they're easy for the kids to use, and they're also they also work well, and they dissolve quicker in water. So I'm going to demonstrate these, and then you can have fun decorating your portraits. And this is an example of one of my 4th grade classes today. I have this student here in class with me now, and this was their portrait. And I have another portrait here, and this is 4th grade, and they'll be turning these into Andy Warhol. These will be turning into Andy Warhol portraits. But let me explain to you how you do these watercolor pencils or watercolor crayons. They're real easy. Basically, you color like a real crayon. Now, what some kids do as a mistake is they will color too hard or too dark. And you just basically, I like to outline the area that I want to color in, just like you color, and then lightly color in the space. You don't have to push really hard. You don't even have to get all the spaces. Look at this. That's what's great about this. Look at that. When I add the water to dissolve this paint, and it's basically paint sticks we're painting with, and when I dissolve this, it will fill in the spaces because I can move this around. What's great about this is you can layer values, layer color to create value. In here, I put some yellow on top. This was all drawn red. Then I put yellow on top, blue on top, and because I put yellow with red, I end up making orange, and blue with red, I end up making purples. So I go ahead, you color your space, and then if you want to layer colors, you can, or you can keep it the same. And then once it's all colored in, you simply go ahead. Now, I always have the students remove the packages away from the water dish, and then we go ahead and paint this in. And we're using just plain liquid, plain clear liquid, a water, plain clear water, and then just go ahead and apply your water, and it just dissolves very quickly and easily. And that's basically how you do your watercolor crayons. These come in watercolor pencils as well. When I'm working with the kids, you see where I've kind of hit that red and it turned paint over here. You can even push it up and wipe it off. When I do it with the students, I prefer the, because we're elementary kids today, I prefer the crayon better because we use up a lot of that pencil and we have to sharpen them continuously. So these watercolor crayons work really great. And again, I'll write in the comment area where the kind of colors I use, what I prefer the best. And have fun experimenting with these watercolor crayons.